Hey guys, it's Ray here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be finally doing the timed drawing challenge. Now I am going to challenge myself to draw the exact same thing in 8 hours, 80 minutes, 8 minutes, 80 seconds, and 8 seconds. My item of choice will be none other than colored pencils, my absolute favorites. And yeah, as you guys can see, I have a lot of drawing on my plate today, so let's just jump right into today's video, starting off with the big boy, the biggest one, the hardest one, 8 hours. And it starts right now. Starting off, I am working with the proportions and the outline. And sometimes, you guys know, I like to use the chalk/carbon print method when I'm short on time to save on time, but with this challenge, I have all the time in the world to work on proportions, which was so nice. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've just sat down and drawn something, you know? For this past month, I've been doing like some experimental, like fun videos, you know? I had my mom on my channel. Shout out to you, Mom. I know you're watching this. And it's fun to film videos like that, you know, I love mixing it up and expressing myself creatively, but it's nice to go back to like some old school drawing challenges. Now, about the drawing challenge itself. This might sound a little strange, but I learned something about myself, and that's that I work fast. You know, it took a lot of discipline throughout this whole entire 8-hour drawing process. I had to stop myself several times and be like, girl, you are working way too fast. Slow your roll. You have 8 hours. And I'm laughing at myself thinking about this because never in a million years, I knew that drawing fast would be a challenge, but I never ever thought drawing slow would be a challenge. And this challenge made me hyper focused on everything because I had so much time to work on every single strand of hair, every little bit of this, every little bit of that. Now, at exactly 5 hours in, I stopped to go to sleep, and when I woke up, my timer reset itself. Which was, it was so frustrating. So I'm going to be now stopping instead of 8 hours, it'll say 3 hours, because that 3 will be added to yesterday's 5, totaling 8 hours. Can you imagine if, like, I had woken up, I saw it was reset, and then I started from the very zero again for like a brand new drawing, and all of that 5 hours had gone to waste? Can you imagine? Actually, and just keep this between you and I, this was gonna be an oil painting challenge, but I started filming the video. I was 8 hours into that video, and I swear that video was cursed because everything that could go wrong with that video went wrong. I was having trouble with the memory cards, and then I was having trouble with the artwork itself. I was not happy with it, and it was one of those times where I just could not fix it. And for the first time in literal years, it had snowed, so I couldn't have proper ventilation, so all the thinner was messing with my lungs. So not only could I not breathe, not only was I having technical issues, I was unhappy with the artwork. So I just decided to scrap it, and I'm glad I did because I like this one so much more. And with that, that is time. 8 hours in. So yeah, this was 8 hours. I'm very happy with how it came out. I put in so much details in places I normally don't put details in. All right, so now let's move on to the next one, which will be 80 minutes. Now, the goal of the first one was to focus on as much detail as humanly possible. But this time around, I had to focus on the exact opposite of adding as much detail as possible. The best way I can describe it is that I had to be very selective with what I was going to spend my time on. And I am definitely one of those perfectionists where if something doesn't look right or it looks a little wonky, I can just like redo it till I overwork it and mess it up. I'm sure all of you, if you've ever done an art piece, know what I'm talking about. And the cool thing about this challenge is that I realized I don't have time to be like, oh, it doesn't look right, focusing on my imperfections, because the clock is ticking. You don't have time to fix it up and make it look perfect. You just gotta roll with what you got and improvise. And to be honest, I wouldn't even call this a challenge. I would call this an art exercise, flexes that art muscle of mine. It felt really good. And out of all the pieces that I'm going to be working on today, this one is the one that surprised me the most. So I like this one the best out of all of them.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. I'm really happy with how this one came out. I think it turned out really, really good. And at the end, I'm gonna show you guys all of them like side by side right next to each other. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one came out. All right, so now next up will be the 8-minute one. On my mark, get set, and go. So for this one, I'm gonna have to make it a lot smaller. I'm gonna have to focus pretty much only on the fundamentals of the image, and I can't really mess up. Or if I do mess up, I'm just gonna have to roll with it.
I'm coming in.
Now, I thought 1 hour and 20 minutes was bad, but that's nothing compared to 8 minutes of drawing, which is not a lot of time to complete a whole entire drawing, including coloring. And it's just interesting because as each challenge progresses into a smaller and smaller time space, you really have to consider what is the most important thing that you're going to focus on.
5, 3, 2, 1. Wow, that actually wasn't horrible. Lana, I am so sorry. Like, on behalf of everything, I am so sorry. I had to like really focus on like what was the most important aspect of her face. For all this stuff that I had to do, like coloring it in, her proportions, getting everything shaded correctly, coloring, it's honestly not that bad. Now, if 8 minutes wasn't enough time, now I gotta cut it down even shorter to 1 minute and 20 seconds for 80 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and start. Okay, so for this one, I'm really just gonna have to focus on like her eyebrows. Oh gosh, okay, I gotta do her nose. Oh crap, her nose is too big. I can't go back. Oh my gosh, this is coming out so 42 seconds already. How is that? Okay, lips. This is almost like borderline Picasso. 20 seconds. Gotta draw her neck. Oh god, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. That went by so quick. I can't believe how quick that went. As soon as I started, it was already ending. I didn't even get a chance to erase or anything. So here's my 1 minute. Let's try out 8 seconds next. 1, 2, and 3. I got the eyes, got the nose. Boom. All right, boom. 8 seconds on the clock. This one's probably my greatest work that I have ever created. This is my masterpiece, everyone. So every single section that I did had its own challenges and benefits. So starting off with the 8-hour drawing, the challenge of this one was to push yourself, draw whenever you don't want to, push your boundaries, focus on the details that you normally wouldn't focus on, take it slow, do the actual most with this drawing. And And next up is the 80-minute drawing. Focus on the big picture. Don't worry about every little thing that has to be perfect. Just get it done. Focus on the most important things, and that's what I learned from this one. Next up we have the 8-minute drawing. Now this one I had to really focus on minimalistic. I had to focus on color. What I got out of this one was focus on the bare bones. Don't worry about every single detail. Really work on implying shadows, implying highlights, and really work at covering as much area as possible. Next up we have the 80-second one, and this one is literally just a gesture drawing. Gesture drawing is one of the first things you learn in drawing classes. It helps you start that muscle memory for your drawing, so this one was a lot of fun. I haven't gesture drawn in a really long time. And this brings us to the very last one, which was the 8-second one. And this one screams Leonardo da Vinci, best artwork of all time, extreme hyperrealism. That's what this one had taught me. Thank you so much again for watching. I had a really wonderful time just being able to sit down and draw for you guys again, and if you like my drawing challenges, I will leave a bunch in a playlist down below. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys next video. Bye!